Welcome to Trappin Ain't Dead, another day, another dollar peak game.
Spend it on me for once. Take me out to eat for once. You don't never spend on me. You blow out your check on trees. Treat me like a queen for once. Take me to the beach or something. You barely spend your time on me. You're getting too much love for free.
So that was Savannah Cristina with the record Spend It On Me. How you like that record?
It was so dope. I love the Party Next Door cover because that's one of my favorite songs. As soon as you played it, I was like, who is that? I need her music. How can I follow her? Is she from South Florida?
Yeah, she from the crib. So it's Savannah like Georgia, Cristina no H.
Man, y'all need to go get her music. Do she got other music out, Munch?
Yeah, she just put out a project called Mango Season.
That sounds very Miami and
delicious. Yeah, I remember, my OGs are like, man, couple more mango seasons, bruh.
Child, somebody said that to me for the first time. I was like, what does that mean? He told me I needed 3 more mango seasons, so I guess that was 3 years. But I was like, what do you mean mango seasons? But her sound it doesn't really sound Miami though. Like she sounds like she's from a different region.
Yeah, she do sound like she not from here, but yes, some real up north shit.
Yeah,
but I like her other record, Afro. That's another good record. And Peace is a good record.
So we
Worth It is a good record.
Yeah. And you guys could follow her to get more of her music.
Janae, what's up?
Hey, Munch.
You done been in New Orleans and shit.
New Orleans, hey baby. What happened down to the New Orleans, baby?
See how they do it? Take their ass out of town and came back.
Damn right, because the first couple of days, I was dragging that shit. You couldn't tell me my fucking name wasn't Janae Creole, Bouffant, Chalant, whatever French name from the French quarters, from the 4th Ward, Magnolia.
You just took it back for the 99-2000, huh?
Wait, nigga, let me tell you, in New Orleans, you know how we play like Trick and Trina and all that songs?
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere without them playing goddamn Juvenile, Back That Ass Up.
Yeah.
It's everywhere I went. Somebody was playing. Every bar I went in, at some point they played Back That Ass Up. And some of them played it 2 or 3 times. That's they shit. And of course, I mean it's our shit too, but
but that's like
shit
the
all
song.
Day.
Damn, they played it every.
I went to a bar and they had they was called Street Bands Live, and it was a I'll put the correct name, but they were like a New Orleans jazz hip hop band, and all their music was like live band, but they was rapping. The shit was dope. It was on my Snapchat. My Snap's gone.
I mean, the only way I would see it is being like in every club is because it's like bounce music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they playing that.
And I can see that being.
I'm twerking while we doing this, y'all.
I don't know what she doing over there.
Well, my version of the bounce. Big Frida, shout out to New Orleans. Yeah, we gonna get into all that later, but I want to know. What happened with you this weekend? Because you told me something special and nice happened this weekend.
Yeah, we wrapped up on the media production apprenticeship program. Yeah. So we was wrapping that up. We did Drama Fest this past weekend with the kids. I think that was from 11 to like 1.
What's Drama Fest?
That was at the African Heritage Cultural Arts Center. It was the first one put on by us. So the theater department at the African Heritage Cultural Arts Center put together a show. And they pretty much like did different theater plays, musical theater plays, different things. And then on Monday they did something else. But Saturday, man.
Were you a proud papa?
Nah, it was.
Yes, you were. Did you cry?
Nah, I was fussing.
To see your babies spread their wings?
Nah, it wasn't none of that.
Yes, you was, nigga. Don't try.
Nah, I mean like they.
You wasn't proud.
I had like
these kids all the time.
I had about 40 seemed like, but hopefully we can get them for after school. That's the main thing is keeping them, dope. So we this summer we piloted the program, like just tried to, run a trial version, see how it would go. Everything went past what we thought it would, and then now we're just gonna be like continue it throughout the school year and keep it going on. So see how we can like grow it and see how we where we can take it just like doing certain shows like I did this weekend with Stellar Cuts, which is basically shot the Hoodie, in the Cool Era, Riot World, beats by Yee, some other cats that's all involved. That's really putting together. They did this show last month. It was called First Cut. This one was called The Second Cut. It's at Stellar Cuts, which is a barbershop.
So this is separate from what happened with the kids.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, we could, it's situations like this I would want to bring them into, where like shows, as far as like doing the live shows and sound and media and lights and different things. So, but
awesome sauce. So was the event with your kids, was it only for the students who went to the summer camp this year, or was it open to the public? Were there tickets you could buy?
For what, the Drama Fest?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were tickets that was available, but it was mainly for the parents, like to commence the summer program that we had this whole summer. So they went through a 10-week program at the African Heritage Cultural Arts Center. They actually do the show tomorrow, which is Friday the 18th. So they do the show tomorrow.
So wait, what happened this past weekend?
This past weekend, they did Drama Fest. So we have 6 shows.
Oh, okay. Because I'm trying to understand how many shows and how everything worked.
Well, just to explain it, the African Heritage Cultural Arts Center has 6 shows at the end of the summer to commence the summer program. So they have a fashion show that pretty much kicks it off, an art exhibit, and then they had Drama Fest. And then and we usually do 2 shows at the end, which is the Big Kids show, but we did a dance and musical recital on Wednesday, and then we're doing another show, the Big Show, what we call the Big Show, which is the best pieces that we felt is going to make it to that big show at Dade County Auditorium. So
okay, so the festival or the things that you guys do at the school is like a precursor to the big show? Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, it's a precursor because we got the equipment there at the center. So, all of the fashion show was pretty much done by them. The Drama Fest, all the cues, all the wireless mics that had to be, like, checked and monitored and bringing them on and muting the mics on stage and cueing them on and off, like, that was all them. That wasn't me at all.
Nice.
Lights and everything, like, that was all them. Making every call, like, it was a breeze for us,
Wow.
So,
that's a really valuable skill to have, especially, you can really use that and get a job.
Yeah.
So you telling me that, what I'm hearing is, anybody out there listening, if you need production, you could pretty much go to the Cultural Arts Center and have a whole team of kids that are equipped and have the experience to put on a show.
Yeah.
And of course go through all Like Minds Media.
Yeah, that's where we, plug. But that's pretty much one of the programs that we have, and how we give back to the community, is giving back a skill that they gave me, when I was 12 years old. So
So you were a proud papa when they went through this transition to show you that they had listened to you all summer and they could actually do the program.
Man, it's a blessing because it's easy.
I'm so happy for you.
Man, stop it, B. Like, it's a gift and a curse. It's a headache, and it's like a blessing at the same time, because you look at it and you're like, dang, these kids, I wish they would just listen to me. You have a headache every day thinking they don't listen, but then when you have those moments in time where you see like they actually enjoy this shit. Like, oh shit. Like, I actually, like, they literally come look for me at certain times of the day and be like, hey, I don't have a class I have a class this period, but because I want to be over here with you, I'm going to tell you, like, look, I'm in this boring class, and then they come with me most times. Like, I make sure that they can get a class. Like, it's not nothing too heavy, like, if they got another piece that they working on in class, like, nah, bro, you gotta stay over there, and I gotta teach them that too, responsibility. Even though you want to be around me, like, you still got a responsibility to be somewhere else too. So,
but they're so attached to you and they respect you so much, like they want to be around you all the time.
Yeah,
I could see that, just like how your hoes be all on you.
I ain't got no hoes. For the record,
I'm just playing Munch girlfriend. I know he is,
shout out to KC.
Yours. And he is faithful and loves you. That I love y'all. Black love. Oh, I love it. I love it. Black love. We're gonna get on that a little bit later. But so you had a fun weekend.
Yeah, I did Stellar Cuts too.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's that?
Stella Cuts is a barbershop in Wynwood.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the Cool Era hosted it. That's Hoodie. That's Riot World, Beats by Yee, some other cats that I know of. And they did a show called Second Cut. They did one last month called First Cut. They said they're gonna do like 2 more.
But what is the show? Is it musical performance?
Yeah, it's musical.
Poetry?
Yeah,
what is it?
It's music, it's art, it's fashion, vendors. You got, they had a couple of vendors out there the last time.
At a barbershop?
At a barbershop. Like, they flipped the barbershop.
Wow.
Yeah, because the barbershop, like, actually, it's like a upstairs type situation, but it's one of them buildings in Wynwood. They didn't convert it. You got a stair. You got stairs to go up. So that was my workout. People want to know how I stay in shape. Like, yeah, I got to carry.
Not me, because I was trying to figure out your fitness tips.
Yeah, seven. You got to go up a flight of stairs like 10 or more times. You get it.
So them legs stay strong.
Yeah, pretty much. You ain't got no choice. You got subs. You got 2 ways, 3 ways. Like, nah, bruh.
I just always time I thought you worked out.
Nah.
Ladies, I don't know if you see. Well, you probably couldn't see Munch's body on his Instagram pictures and Facebook pictures because he doesn't show his body.
At
but
all.
his girl knows what it looked like. But this is the one rare day that he actually is like dressed like. Dressed up.
I got a polo shirt on and some jeans, Janae. What the fuck is you talking about?
Well, guys, you must understand what I usually see Munch as.
and some B. Samuels. Yeah. Usually I'm in my all like mine's tee.
Oh, a
my
sweats,
black, my black
a hoodie.
Yeah,
this is the most like since the first time I met you, because you were really dressed up that first time I met you at the town hall meeting. No, you were dressed up a little bit more. Not like
it was just more colors,
like a suit, but you were like dressed more, not as casual and relaxed as I usually see you. But today you looked like I was like, well, who is this guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
He got his arms out. You got tattoos?
Nah, I ain't got none.
Oh, I'm like,
I'm a square, man.
Me too. I'm a square too.
I ain't got no tattoos. Like none. Like,
and I only got these 2 piercings in my ears. Like, I'm real vanilla.
People always ask me like, why do you have tattoos? I'm like, nah, I ain't got none of that.
I just knew you was a nigga and had like a sleeve or something.
Nah. I don't know. Like that was one thing. Like my parents, like they always kind of like try to like instill in me like don't be like everybody else, and then always understand like how people gonna perceive you. So like I would always focus on that type of thing. That's probably why I got issues now. But yeah, it's just like worrying about certain things and like how people perceive me. Like they already perceive me a certain way because of my hair and how I am. like and. Then I'm gonna have a sleeve full of tattoos. Like, yeah, bro, you gonna like, win for losing.
You want to try to make it ever?
Yeah, ever. Like, don't do both.
Even though that sucks though, because people shouldn't, discriminate and be prejudiced. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and then it just never made any like not the downplay like tattoos because I didn't want it to get it a few times. But I just didn't know, like my thing is, if you're going to go through all that, like, it got to mean something. I can't get, like my brother got his initials and shit. Like, and it was just like, nigga, you went through all that, had trouble in that house for that shit? The fuck? Like, bro, you tripping. Oh. Yeah, what did you actually do at NABJ? Well, because we only seen pictures and shit and selfies.
First of all, I took some pictures of the panel. Okay, so NABJ.
I ain't see all that.
Whatever.
Don't
do me.
I ain't no investigator. I don't be.
Is that a hit at me because I said I went through all your Facebook pictures?
Nah.
Oh.
Nah.
Okay, you just made me sound crazy to the world. But
see, you put yourself out there. I didn't do nothing.
If any man thinks that they are dating anybody, especially a reporter, and she has not gone through all your shit, or he has not gone through all your shit, you're sadly mistaken. They know way more about you than you think they know.
Shit.
Yeah,
boy,
it's an occupational hazard. I have to look up and see. And here's the thing: that crazy thing is, I don't try that on guys I date right away. Like, I let you present who you are to me, and then as time goes on, I may do a little digging. But I never do the whole let me look you up on SunBiz or look up your license and your criminal history. I know how to do that type of stuff. I can look and see if everything's legit. But I don't do that because I take you at face value because I just feel like that's not cool to do that. You know, like if I was a normal person, I would get to know you anyway. So I'm like, why should I use this little skill I learned to, you know, look up somebody unless they say something that's contradictory, and I'm like, let me check it. But anyways, we were talking about me being in New Orleans earlier, and I was there for NABJ, which stands for National Association for Black Journalists, and they had their annual convention and conference this past weekend. Actually, last week. It started last Wednesday through Sunday. So I got there last Thursday, but it was in New Orleans. That's what I was talking about. Hey, baby, and you know what you're doing today, you know. Shout out to all my
Stop it, B.
All my Noya family. But
look, you are back in Miami-Dade County.
Whatever. What happened?
Yo.
What happened to the what's the people on Beyonce song? Yes, baby, yes. What happened down at the New Orleans? Let me tell you what happened. So yeah, all weekend I've been talking like that, eating good food, Creoles, seafood. That I didn't try the beignets and the crawfish yet. I know I'm tripping, but I had some really good seafood. But back to the conference, I was there, you know, convening with all these black beautiful people in media. Got print, digital, TV. They all come to this conference. They have different panel discussions. They have workshops. They have a huge career fair. Anybody in media, independent, whether you work for white-owned media, black-owned media, you doing it for yourself, I think you should go to this conference because you could get something there. If you in PR, plug, I think you should go there too, especially a black PR person. You have access to reporters and journalists from across the fucking country. How beast would you be if you go there and you make a connection with bitches from LA, New York, Atlanta, and you getting a chance to talk to them, tell them what you do? I think every PR person should be there. And there is a lot of people there who are promoting something. Like I ran into a guy who had a book and he wanted, you know, to meet reporters so they can help him promote it. So the cool panels that I sat on was the Black Male Media Project. The association had a project where they were asking each local chapter, because I'm actually a member of the South Florida Black Journalists Association, and we participated in it too. And what it was, just your interpretation of black men in media. People did videos. We locally here in South Florida, we interviewed Terrell from Channel 10, a reporter, I can't remember
Terrell
his name.
who?
Terrell Terry, is it? Black. He's a black guy. He's a Channel 10. And I feel so bad because I know Terrell's name. Damn it. You're going to have to edit this out. A reporter from the Miami Times and Terrell, the guy from Miami Times, and Lance Dixon from the Miami Herald. So those guys were, Terrell from Channel 10, Lance from Miami Herald, and a new black reporter at the Miami Times. So, but the discussion was really good, and the panels that was really good. There was 3 guys there on it, and
what they was talking about?
They were talking about how to have how to tell the story of the black male as a journalist and in media. So what are some things? Pretty dope. Oh yeah, it was a really good discussion. They had a guy from New Orleans, somebody else from Philly. Can't remember where the other guy was from. But one thing that stuck with me was one guy said that people act like black excellence is a new thing. He's like, we've been excellent. Black men have been doing great things. Yeah. He's like, from W.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington. He's like, this isn't new. So he's like, you have to be careful how you present black men in media. And he's like, as a black man in a newsroom, you need to fight for certain stories. And one guy, a younger guy too, he's like 25, and he was actually Journalist of the Year. He was like, we need to stop asking for permission and start owning something. He was like, we work for these white-owned media outlets, and we expecting them to tell our stories. And he was like, you can't do that. You know, he's like, we need to take more ownership. So he's somebody who's a freelancer, and he writes for who he wants to write for, and he tells the story he wants to tell. So that was one panel.
That's dope.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
We need to get him over here. Trappin Ain't Dead.
Oh yeah, we
tripping.
definitely do. He was on it. And another highlight that made my trip.
What was the other? You said you had another panel. You went on.
Yeah. I met the Garth Reeves Jr. of the Miami Herald.
Miami Times.
Take that out. We're going to do it over. I met the Garth Reeves, publisher emeritus, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, of the Miami Times, the largest black-owned paper in the Southeast.
And somebody you work for.
And I used to work for his company. Yeah, him. And shout out to Carolyn, who was actually my roommate. And he's 98 years young.
Yeah, we need to
he's sharp.
We need to, like, for real get that interview for real.
Oh my gosh. And I'm mad because I was a little bit late to the panel discussion because, you know, I'm in New Orleans and I was up kind of late. So but I made it in because I wanted to meet him, but I heard that he was telling his story about being in Miami and pushing the civil rights movement down here, and I learned that he was part of that. He actually spearheaded the integration of Hollover Beach.
Yeah.
And just different things. He said he didn't. He said he was an agitator. Like he said, I'm sure I got on people's nerves, but he was like, it had to be done. And to see him talk about his experience and to meet him, like I'm like looking at history, like 98 years. Do you know what he's seen? What he's done? And he's so adorable, and his wife was awesome, and that was a treat for me to meet him. Like I almost teared up because I'm looking at somebody like I've been before the Miami Herald, it was the Miami Times in my house. Like I don't know about everybody else, but pretty much all the black families down here, you always got you a Times every week it came out. And for me to read that paper as a kid, start working for them, and then to meet him, I just was made my
floored.
That made my trip. And then of course I toured the city. And I did a lot of networking.
Where you went to eat?
I went to a place called Oceana Grill. I went to a place called Trisani.
What was the best one?
And then I went to Mother's. Mother's is like an older staple. Honestly, Oceana Grill. I had, I think the blackened redfish with jambalaya and something else. And bread pudding was for my dessert.
Oh, shit.
It was good. And then I had the Creole. Look, I had a Creole, shrimp Creole omelet for breakfast one day with grits and the thickest, butteriest biscuit I ever ate in my life. Like I ate that shit like a snack. Like I ain't even finished my food, but I finished that damn biscuit. Like I slept, I woke up and I ate that biscuit. Like that's how good that fucking biscuit was from Mother's. Shout out to Brandon Head. He was on my Snapchat. If anybody caught that, he was so uncomfortable. I'm like, I always do this to boys because I know like they be flirting with me, and I'm like, Brandon, get on Snapchat and say hello to Miami. He's like, hello, my name is Brandon, and hey, and then I was like,
caught him off guard, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna post all my snaps that I didn't post from the weekend just in case anybody's trying to figure out what I'm talking about. And then, of course, I was telling you earlier about the band that I saw, and they were called the Street Legends Brass Band from New Orleans.
Street Legends Brass Band.
Street Legends Brass Bands. Say that 10 times.
Some tongue twister shit, huh?
They were dope. You can find them on Instagram under that name.
Hold on, man. You talking about all this food. I done got all hungry and shit. Tried to go on Uber Eats.
You ain't gonna find none of that. Oh, and I had...
Nah, you know what's fucked up?
And some seasoned veggies. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And the drinks are cheap in New Orleans. Like I thought I was gonna be paying a lot of money for drinks. I was good. And of course, a lot of the parties we went to, like for what you had to drink? Open bar. I didn't get the hand grenade, but I was drinking my shit. But I was drinking a lot. I drink. Okay, yeah, we ain't gonna say. One night I got real drunk.
Hey, it's
like
life.
On the floor drunk, like drunk as I've never been in my life.
You ain't supposed to go that far. You just supposed to say you.
Let me tell you this though. Let me tell you how much of a fucking lady I am.
You got the next one, the earlier shit with some shades on.
No. Oh, but okay. So there's a video on my Instagram where I'm walking on the street. That was the night, like the morning after. But I walked my ass out of that party drunk as fuck to my hotel because it was like around the corner. With the help of a friend, so I wouldn't fall because I was in heels. But I kept it together, and I was like, okay, just make it to the hotel. Just make it to the hotel, ladies. You know, we all been there. Just you don't want to be that bitch to fall and stumble and look like you ain't been here before. So I made it all the way to the fucking hotel door. As soon as I got in the door, slip, fall, bam, right on my ass. But I was like, I made it though.
You made it to the door.
I made it in the door and fell. Made it, and it's okay though. Because sometimes it just be like that.
Yeah, nah. I'm just thinking about it like, damn, my dog got all that way.
You saw me. I was strutting. You should have saw me. I was like, okay, keep it together, Shantae. Keep it together. And yeah, so.
You switched names and all. You had your alter ego going.
I'm French. I'm in fucking New Orleans, okay. And I went on a tour, a ferry boat ride. Got a history lesson on the history of New Orleans and the Battle of New Orleans. You know, I like that history shit. I'm a nerd. And then I went to Frenchman Street for the first time, and they have Munch. You will be in heaven because you love music. They have a strip full of clubs with nothing but live bands.
That's how South by Southwest is.
But this
is every day.
This is every day.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to get the South by Southwest. But they got fucking bars all up and down the street on Frenchman Street. Live bands, jazz and reggae and rock and blues. And I'm like, which I had to go hop in about 6-7 clubs. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is why we don't got this in Miami. Live bands, a Prince cover, a Carl Thomas cover, fucking Juvenile,
we got live bands,
a brass beat cover.
Well, that's because, you know,
they a musical
club owners don't got no budget for these bands.
But imagine a strip full of clubs that you just bar hop.
But
no cover, you just bar hopping. Imagine if we had something like that.
That means that national endowment and some other things that these other foundations for the arts need to, you know, subsidize the prices for some of these owners.
I feel like Wynwood could be that.
That's what Wynwood has been for a minute now, but at the same time, like, I just feel like downtown was always has always been like a heavy jazz spot. Wynwood has a lot of like house, reggae, hip hop. You know what I mean? Rock. Yeah. So you know what I mean.
But even still, I don't know.
Not like on one strip though. Like live band. Like, I mean, you know, majority of the shows I do is like live band. So we just gotta get you to come. You know.
But there's shows though. I'm talking about, you know, every week or every day you could go to this place and you could hear a live band.
Yeah, you got.
Where do I go in Miami for that?
You got Speak Fridays. You got events like Smoke Signals. You got.
Every day I want to go to a live band.
You can't. Yeah, you ain't gonna get that. It's different. It's nothing consistent. I would say it's different events around the city. You know what I mean?
But no one place. I know what Churchill's was one before they closed it.
Yeah. But Churchill's still open though.
Oh, I thought they closed it.
No, it's still open.
Which was the one that closed? That had a live band. Something.
That was
Wood Tavern.
No. Wood didn't never had that. It was one downtown. I know they closed. They closed a few. I don't know if Churchill's. I don't want to say Churchill's closed, like Church, because they said they sold Churchill's like a minute ago, and it's sold. So, but it's still open though, because my partner them just, you know, had a show in there not too long ago.
That's what's up. Well, at least I know I got somewhere to go. But before we switch gears, I just want to let you know that I joined the Black Press Task Force, and what that means is I'm going to be a part of a committee under NABJ to help bridge the gap between Black-owned media and the National Association for Black Journalists. And I was raving all about you and Anthony Malcolm and what we doing here, and they were all excited about it. And I connected with, this lady was so dope. Her name was Karen. She publishes a Black newspaper in Houston, and she was just dope. Like, I just love to like. Yeah, we got some connecting to do. We bridging these gaps.
That's what I'm talking about.
They looking for Black content creators. They looking for ways to digitize, get a new younger audience. And I'm telling them, I'm like, look, you got people creating podcasts, blogs, radio shows. This is content for your paper. Yeah. Why not connect with them? Why not get them to be content contributors? You reaching a younger audience. That way you ensure the life of your paper, because when these old people die who read your paper now in print, what are you going to do?
Yeah, no legacy plan in place whatsoever.
You got to figure it out. So that was a conversation too. So,
that's dope.
Yeah, so we going to be talking more about that, but thank you for let me tell about my trip, because I was so excited, as you could tell.
Yeah, you still bouncing around.
Bounce.
Throw that ass in a circle. Hey, so while you was gone, I wanted to hit you up. I wanted to call you, but I was like, man, my dog gonna break. Let this shit with Trina. With Trina. Man,
you know I've been on the social media. I've been getting bits and pieces of it.
I wanted the DM. I was like, nah, my dog enjoying herself. She probably fucked up. She like, man, fuck Trappin Ain't Dead right now.
No,
It's all about
always trapping.
It was like, man, look, I'm on my boss bitch shit, and I'm out here, and
I don't want to hear about none of this petty Miami bullshit.
Petty Miami shit.
Oh, but you know I'm so Miami. I was all on that shit, trying to catch as much tea as I can.
Man, that
all I
shit.
saw was Trina video. I saw some Lattie video. What do you understand what's going on between them?
Man, that shit was so funny, dog. I laughed so hard. Like, oh my God, I laughed so like from what I was told was that Lattie and like Lattie ex-girlfriend or something like that, a girlfriend had said something about like, you know, Trina ain't the only artist. It was some shit that was back and forth on Twitter. And you know, Trina seen it, and Trina kind of like told her, like, you know, on Twitter, like, you know, shot her at check her DM, and was like, shot her address, told her to meet her. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah, like Trina,
what?
you know.
Oh, shit.
So it was real pressure, real right then and there. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, they was Trina posted the video, was like, you know what I'm saying? Going the fuck off. Yeah.
Like,
I told you, bum assholes. I'm down here. I am Miami. Like, it was a whole bunch of shit.
Putting hoes on. What you talking about?
17 years in this shit. I was like, ooh.
I was like, Trina, why you let her?
Cause
put your crown like that?
Yeah, I was mad at you know, and I hate to call her by her first name, cause you know a lot of people ain't got that right, but everybody know they seen Katrina that day. You know what I mean? If you from that good old city, you was like, oh, they done brought out Katrina today. Golly.
And you hear the boy in the background boosting her up.
Yeah, I'm like, man, they forgot about that Miami Northwestern in '94.
What that mean? What is that?
You know what I mean? Man, look, you know, she was really out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, that's Trina. Don't play them games, man.
She went to North Miami?
Nah, she went to the West.
But why you said North Miami? And
I said Northwestern.
Oh, I thought you said North Miami in 94.
No, she was at the West.
Oh.
That blue and
Shout
gold.
Shout out to the Bulls, you know, my alma mater. But, so, Lattie car got blown up because of this drama?
I don't know about all that. I ain't follow it that far.
I just saw it on the
I seen it on the, you know, I seen it on the internet, but, you know, they say all that was done for, you know, that new Love and Hip Hop. They say they got to sell it, so.
It seemed a little contrived.
Yeah, because that ain't
forced. It just was out of Trina's character.
I never seen her. That's what I'm saying.
Something like that.
See that was going back to that episode, that first episode when we was talking about Trina ain't really one of them. You feel me? So when people really think about it, they were like, damn, we ain't never seen Trina do this. Like, hold on, like Munch was coming right, like, hey, you know. But
now, you know, I went to do some digging, and I know Trina's manager. Byron Trice. So I'm like, Byron, what's this? Is this real? You know, he fucking tight-lipped. He's like, nah. I'm like, no, I ain't say it's real. I was like, this for the show? He like, no, like they had a beef or whatever. I'm like, nigga, you ain't gonna tell me anyway.
Nah, they
ain't gonna tell me the truth anyway.
I mean, they been had beef. That beef been going back and forth for a minute. But to me, I just feel like.
But I asked him, was this for the show? He ain't.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I ain't never known Trina to put on. You feel me? Like, I ain't never known her to put on for nobody. Like, everything y'all seeing, yeah.
Child.
I don't know if it's real or fake. Like, I'm cause I know what's capable. This Miami, you know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that with all due respect. Like, this the crib. Like, you touchable. Anybody and everybody is touchable. So for me, that's just how I see it.
So you think it's real? Like, you think it's a real beef?
Yeah, I don't think she finna go through all that if it ain't no real pressure. And like I said, it's been going on for years. It's just like she just now deciding to address it. You know, which I
didn't even think she knew who Lattie was.
Man,
like
come on.
Or like in that sense, like
this the crib. Miami a small world, man. Don't try to act like, you know.
Y'all in the city know each other. I don't really know y'all.
Nah, but I'm just saying, like.
You know us Miami Guardians, us Carroll Cityans, us North Dade Countyans. Man,
y'all can cut the bullshit.
You know, we like to think we, you know.
Yeah, but it's a small world. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, it's as far as, like, it's a small world as far as, like, you see how I knew Reggie and people that's been up top with you. You get what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
It's a small world in that regard. Like.
Well, I hope, you know what? And just to bring it back to some unity, UNITY, I was listening to that earlier. Queens, shouldn't swing, if you know what I mean. But I'm about to take my boots off, get me some Vaseline. And that was the great Jill Scott who said that. But
I'm like, there wasn't no unity in that, buddy. You talk about take the boots off and get, you know what I mean? Like, hold on.
No. But I really hope that it doesn't go to a point where they're anything physical or we see a fight between them, because so many young women are looking at them and they're role models, whether they believe it or not. And honestly, Lattie, I've been following her since her and Griselda been beefing. And Griselda B, her and Griselda B used to be. And I see that Lattie does stuff in the community. She has a back to school drive. Of course, we know all the stuff that Trina has done in the community. So at the
she said she was playing Trina Day.
She playing a Trina Day.
Yeah, like what she gonna give back to the community and some other stuff.
That's what I said. She does stuff like that all the time. So what I'm saying is, you know, ladies, you know, I hope it's fake, because you guys have a lot of young girls watching you, and you know you wouldn't want somebody to mimic that
yeah, because that's literally like what I was talking about before. Like, that's the side that I feel like people see a Trina and they kind of take after that side more than rather like the queen side. Like,
but that's the thing though, like maybe I'm just smart enough to know that, you know, sometimes rappers, it's, you know, that's an act sometimes, you know. And I know like that you may have lived that life, but I don't feel like that's you 24/7.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, these kids. Mm-hmm. And these kids see you, and they may not see you 24/7, but they listen to you 24/7. So yeah, I didn't see. Trappin Ain't Dead. I didn't see kids, like, you know what I'm saying, they really take after that, like, for real.
No, that's true. So that's what I'm saying, being cautious of that stuff. But to switch gears back to some business shit and some black business stuff. South Florida Black Business Directory.
You're hosting a forum this weekend, huh?
Yeah, you told me about that. What's going on with that?
Yeah, it's supposed to be on the 28th, August the 28th of this month. So, they're gonna be talking about do black businesses matter?
Do they?
Do they, like, you know, what are your concerns when it comes to black businesses? Like what's your complaint? Like, why are you tolerant with a white-owned establishment, more tolerant with a white-owned establishment, more so than the black-owned establishment, different things like that? Like, so it's gonna be a real. The question
is, do black businesses matter to black people?
Yeah, that's the question. And why should they matter, you know, to black people? Because my thing is, it's twofold. It's like, it's part economics and it's part culture. So economics wise, you gotta understand, like, the utility, and what's the utility is everybody. You feel me? Like, the marginal utility.
What you mean?
Utility is a benefit.
Oh, okay.
So
why not just say that layman's term?
Yeah, cause you over here bouncing around and crazy. That shit be throwing me off sometimes. I be like, what the fuck going on? I be thinking, like, man, I be thinking of words. I gotta
y'all don't understand what I be doing while me and Munch talking. So don't mind. I'm sorry.
It don't be nothing crazy. It just.
But I be doing silly shit while he's talking.
She be doing hella silly shit. But yeah, you gotta understand economics, and economics is, understand economics. Utility, marginal utility is benefit to somebody. So what is the marginal utility of this person shopping and buying this product? So what's the benefit of me buying one product at Walmart versus buying it at TT's corner store?
Yeah,
you feel me? And what would
be an awesome place if it existed.
Yeah, but the thing is, the corner store is good because it's convenient to you, it's close to you. But let's say somebody like you stay a distance from me. You stay in CC Opelika. So
yeah, I don't know what this area is. Unincorporated there.
Yeah, we'll call it Golden Glades, right?
Yeah. So
you stay in Golden Glades. We'll just say, compared to me, where the corner store is closer to, you feel me? You ain't gonna go to that corner store. So the average black person in that area is only according to per capita, like where they stay at. You know what I'm saying? Like location and shit like that. Then you have culture, which says, okay, like Jamaicans, shit, they only go to certain spots. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's Jamaican. Haitians the same thing. So we have to start saying, okay, we go to these certain spots because they're black owned, and we shop black owned for that reason.
We need to, and I think also bridging that gap. Ain't no separation between me and my Caribbean brothers and sisters. So, supporting them and them supporting us, I think we need to bridge that gap too. Like you said, the question is, do black businesses matter to black people in South Florida? We need to, like you said, be conscious of those purchases. Even if we ain't saying switch your whole life up and stop going to Walmart. I'm just saying it's small steps that we could take for progress. So it may be that one time a month where you go and say, okay, I'm gonna support this person, or maybe 2 times a month, and saying, okay, if this is a black grocery store, this is a black boutique or tax office or restaurant, instead of going to this white-owned establishment, or this Hispanic-owned establishment, let's talk Miami, and let me go here instead and support them.
Yeah, it's about, like I said, it's all, like I've always said, it's about making a conscious decision and making a decision that's right for you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't make the decision that's right for you, like for instance, like I said, one decision for you may be the wrong decision for me. So
that's true.
You know, but at the same time, speaking of building black businesses, and Roots Collective continue their initiative, Build Black campaign.
What day they doing it?
August 19th, and which is this Saturday. At the Little Haiti Cultural Center. So if you're looking for black vendors, different black businesses, this is local and some international.
You gotta give us a recap of that when we come back.
Yeah, we definitely gotta do that.
And shout out to Danny Agnew. He shouted us out today. Zabo.
That's the other. That's the other member of.
Yeah. That's what I'm like. Hold up, I don't know him as Zabo, but yeah. But shout out, and then shout out to Danny Agnew, who came through and designed the Reclaiming My Time at the Mother Maxine Representative Waters. And I'm going to get that shirt. Y'all need to go check out that shirt on the Roots Collective. Is it .com? That's their website for the t-shirts? It's
rootscollectivemarket.org.
Okay, rootscollectivemarket.org. Yeah. And go get that Reclaiming My Time t-shirt, because Danny came through in a clutch. I'm so mad I couldn't get it in time before NABJ, because can you imagine the popularity I would have had walking through there with all the black people who study politics and government with that shirt on? I would have been the talk of the fucking conference.
Yeah, you sure enough would.
I should have. But thank you, Danny.
You should have hit me up. You know, we would have worked something out.
I didn't know how to expedite it. Well, according to brother Chevron Jones, State Representative Chevron Jones, I saw a post he made and I shared it on my blog page, Hollow News. So if you want to see it, he was talking about on August 30th, the city of Hollywood will be voting on taking down statues. Hold on, y'all. I'm pulling it up so I can read it correctly. And for some reason, my screen is big as hell. Okay, here it is. So on August 30th, the city of Hollywood Commission will meet to have a final vote to take down the signs of 3 Confederate generals, including one of the founders of the Ku Klux Klan. What?
Yep.
So this is Chevron Jones' post. You guys can see it. He has more details on it. He said there's a vote that's going to happen on the 30th at 4 p.m. and there'll be a rally beforehand. So he's saying, you know, you can stay tuned to Chevron Jones's Facebook page, and you can see more information about the rally. But the fuck? I didn't know we had this in Hollywood this close.
Hold on, he a state rep, ain't he?
State Representative Chevron Jones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he definitely keeps us in the know on what's going on in his state, and
yeah,
definitely
that's
in
crazy.
His district. He's out of West Park, but I think that covers his district too, the city of Hollywood.
Yeah, but West Park and Hollywood.
Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah, people don't know, man. They got a rich history down here, man.
I ain't surprised though, but you know, in Broward, they're a little bit more redneck than we is in Miami.
Yeah. Because like they say Kuka, like Kuka, the KKK, like they headquarters used to be in like Dania. They said like they was somewhere up in Dania.
No, Davie,
that's what it was.
That's I mean, everybody listening from out of town, you know, it used to be a saying that you ain't want to get caught in Davie when the sun go down. I heard as early as the 1980s, the city of Davie had a public hanging.
Yeah.
Lynching.
Yeah, like 80s. They've been going down. Babies. Exactly.
So, you know,
shit
Broward County, let's get it together. Shout out to all our Broward.
Speaking of, you know, Leonard Pitts, columnist on the Miami Herald. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He put out an article, and it kind of, it's the same way I kind of feel like a lot of people seem shocked. Like that all this shit been going down with Charlottesville and everything, but like I'm not shocked. I'm just like at the point where do we start to say take their ass serious and say, yo, we gotta prepare ourselves. Like these crackers got guns, they unified, and they organized.
And what happened in Charlottesville, just in case somebody's
like,
under a rock? And
so
don't know what
apparently it was they were protesting. There was a group protesting the like them taking down another statue,
another confederate
statue, yeah, some shit like that. So both sides, of course, showed up, and Heather Heyer or something like that was a person, the casualty in it, and it's unfortunate, and it's kind of like that girl. Yeah, it's like, you know how we always say it ain't gonna mean shit till we lose some white folk or till one of they ass die from the same shit, and obviously it just proved to me like they don't give a fuck. Like they feel like, oh, you off on that side, fuck it, we still fighting, my nigga. Like,
oh, but you remember back in the day, if a white person sided with a black person, like, you know, in history, they became almost an honorary nigga.
Yeah, and that's what they doing right now. You feel me with this girl, and you know, for me, like I say, man, I'm just at a point where I know, like, if the purge happened today, we'll lose.
Wait. So what you mean?
Like, if these crackers, I'm gonna tell you straight up.
I want you to hold that thought, because I want to know what Leonard Pitts had to say, but I want us to come back to that because I wanted to ask you something about racism. So let us explain to us what Leonard Pitts said.
Pitts was just saying, you know, this is not if this is, like, he was saying it was cliche. It was like all this cliche statements that they was making about, oh, we should, you know, we're better than this, you know, and he was like, really? Like, this is America. Like, we have failed to you know, look at ourselves truthfully and honestly, you know what I'm saying? And he said it's gonna, and he even took it up to CNN. He was actually made an appearance on CNN too.
Wow.
Where he was with Brooke Baldwin on CNN, and she said, and he asked, he's like, no, I need my white fellow countrymen and American countrymen to step up. I need more white people to die, essentially. You know,
and this is Leonard Pitts from a columnist from the Miami Herald.
Yeah, and he was saying we've always, through the time in the civil rights era, we've always had, you know, whether it was James Worth or these different people, we always had these different white folk, you know, through time that have risen and changed the tide of their people. You know what I'm saying? It's no longer, and like we've been saying this for a minute, it's no longer like we gotta prove something to them. It's like, yo, y'all folks gotta understand how we feel, and until you can communicate that to your people, then we still gonna always have this issue.
I think to me it's deeper than just standing up and rallying. I need you to vote with me in mind too. I need you to stand up to your people when they saying racist shit, and when you see them doing sideways shit, keeping me from jobs and housing and education. You gotta be more than just rally. Like, I need you to act behind that too, my white brothers and sisters, my vanilla brothers and sisters. Like, you just can't sit there. It's deeper than rallying to me, but I get what Leonard is saying in that point. Like, where y'all at?
Yeah, like it's to a point where like the way I see it, it should be more white folk on the ground fighting each other and us getting somewhere. Cause literally what been happening in the meetings is black folk on the ground fighting each other, and y'all crackers at the top swinging y'all dicks around, saying, "Hey, we gon' throw $1 million here, $1 million there." And that's really what it is. But until, you know, it's white folk on the ground saying, "No, that's not right," and they telling other white folk, "No, that's not right. I don't give a fuck." Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, let's say in mass, because there's always been a sprinkle of
in mass. It got to be like
who supported from the civil rights.
We got black folk got to be on the couch.
Matter movement. They need to be.
We need to be on the couch looking at these motherfuckers like
how we did this weekend.
Like how we did this weekend when we gonna sit this shit out. Like, let's sit this shit out.
Sipping tea, like, oh
yeah, like yeah.
Okay.
You know, because think of it. Look, dog, half the shit they was doing, we would have never did. We would have never got that far. Them motherfuckers were pushing up against police and all. I'm like, hold on, what the fuck y'all got going on?
Munch. Do you know that became one of the topics of the conference while we were there? It's like the coverage of it, because even the guy who ran over the sweet angel who lost her life, there wasn't any menacing pictures of him. There wasn't his whole background.
Man, they had the leader of this shit.
They had him. They humanized.
They had the leader of the damn group sitting there saying, "Oh, We told her to back up. We told like, you old bitch ass nigga. Like my whole biggest thing is like, and I see where women draw the correlation between white supremacy, patriarchy, and how it's inflicted upon, black men. I see the lines. When I seen that, I seen all the lines. It made most sense. It was like, damn, niggas just don't want to take responsibility. Like, crackers don't either. Like, some of the lowest crackers I know, like asshole crackers, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't fucking want to take responsibility. Like, they don't want to take responsibility. And I think that's what it comes down to, is like, you taking responsibility, like, for your actions, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers just don't want to, like, he just didn't want to take responsibility for, like, like, all this shit that y'all motherfuckers was doing and kept escalating caused that girl to die, and nobody wanted to say, okay, yeah, that was the cause of it, like, because
then they're admitting that they did something wrong, and of course white supremacy never admits that is wrong.
Yeah, which it doesn't, but I'm trying to, like, I'm to a point where I'm just like, fuck it, bruh. I don't like to talk about fire and pistols and what I got, but I got me, and whatever happens, because I'm at that point. Like, I know these crackers don't fuck with us like that. Like,
they never have.
They ain't fuck with us since Europe first invaded Africa, bruh. First discovered Africa and seen that it was other people as successful as them but darker skin. They ain't fucking liked our ass ever since. You know what I'm saying?
Trappin' ain't.
Trappin' Ain't Dead, and they've been like, we've been falling into the fucking trap for years. You know what I'm saying? Just cause, like we got all the resources, you know what I'm saying, in our backyard, but a bitch bring over a sparkling wooden chair, we like, oh shit. Or they bring over some fucking jerry beads, we over there going stupid.
And we still, in a sense, proverbially falling for it.
Yeah,
they sprinkle glittery shit in front of us.
Yeah, like, oh, Trump is a businessman. Let's vote for him. No, motherfucker.
I mean, black men voted for Trump, but we ain't gonna get into that.
Hey, that was working. But you know what? Speaking of fuck that. Speaking of working class black men, it was two actual Republicans, and because I've been watching it lately. Because even Trump said some stupid shit like, again? Yeah, of course, like he weighed in on it, and I know he was gonna do that. Like, and I'm like, what the fuck y'all thought he was gonna do? This nigga just was like, hey, it's bloodshed on both sides. Like, hey, it's blame on both sides. Look, both of y'all calm y'all ass down. I'm the president. I just see both sides. Let me sit in the middle. He sat in the middle, but everybody know he gave their ass a pass. And
because he should have condemned them.
Yeah, and the same thing happened with what's the shit called? Like, two guys, Paris Denard. Oh, fuck ass. I hate to go against my own people. But bruh, you ain't have to go slap the fuck off about your blackness. Like,
who is that? Who you talking about?
So it was this dude, Paris Denard. I guess he's a black Republican, and he's a heavy starch Trump supporter. And he tried to, like, really, they're really reporters and supporters at the same time, because they be like coming up with all type of bullshit. But when this black card was questioned by another brother, that was Democrat, I forget his name. But he was questioned by another brother.
Watching
CNN, and it was him. It was two other. It was basically all black panel. So he was making excuses, and he just was like, bruh, like, and the other dude, Democrats as usual, they do this. They try to draw like they the most hood niggas ever, but most of them don't come from that lifestyle, and that's the problem. Why I tell niggas, like, y'all need not to give a fuck about red and blue. That shit don't matter. It depends on your situation and who you are. Like, I tell niggas all the time, I ain't no gangster like that. I'm just stand up about mine. You know what I'm saying? I stand on a few principles, few things, and I ain't finna bulge about it. So, but other people, they may think otherwise. Other people may tell you otherwise. But I just stand on principle. And you got other, when they come to, like, a lot of these times we see these debates and stuff on TV, like, a lot of these guys just pull to a certain audience, and they not really about that life. But Paris Denard slapped the fuck off when they tried to question how black he was and where he came from and all type of shit. You know what I mean? But it's like, bruh, you standing behind the fuck shit with Trump. Like, what you expect? Like, nigga, we gonna call your black card out every time. Just because you're a black Republican, we gonna call it out because we're so polarized by, you know, Democrats and Republicans. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The same thing, but at the same time, Joseph Pignon had a he said he's been making a rise lately, but he's been making a lot of sense. I think he's like over the Manhattan black Republicans and shit like that. Like, he's moving up, but he was making a lot of valid points that were I didn't see as it being like conservative or I just felt like it made sense. It was common sense. It didn't have no political undertone to it, you know. And he kind of like sat his ass down and was like, "Bro, that shit don't matter. What, like, you know, if they pull your black card, that shit shouldn't matter to you at this point in the game. Like, you feel me? Because we all niggas, like, you know. And that's what we talking about. Like, this is giving like." Your support of Trump is giving us this issue. Like, yeah, you feel me?
Because even if you in a Benz, you still a nigga.
You still a nigga
in a coupe. So that's a really good way for us to talk about this next subject that I wanted to bring up. I had a long Facebook debate, and not debate, but post about racism. And today, you know, of course, race has been really heavy. It's been heavy anyways, but like, because when we have incidents like this, you see more and more content about it. And I saw a video with young people talking about racism the first time they've been called the N-word in their first experience with racism. And I made a post just talking about like, wow, I had never really experienced that, because they were saying like they had been called nigga like 50 times. And I'm like, well, you only 20 something, where you live? And I was like, I never really experienced racism like that. So I told a story of the first time I was called a nigger by a white man. Not nigger. I mean nigger. I cut him off in traffic, actually heading south on Northwest University, driving Broward County, like right off of Pines. And, you know, we in traffic and he beep, beep, nigger. And then he like proceeds to like kind of follow me a little bit. And then he turned off or whatever. So I'm like moving in between the lanes. Like, I'm like, cause at first I'm shocked. When you first get called a nigger, when you like, post 1960 and you ain't from the civil rights era, you like, wait, is this happening to me? Am I experiencing racism overtly? Like, you know, we all know systematic racism. None of us escaped that. But for somebody to call me a nigger, I was like, okay. And got mad. And then I was like, okay, let me drive off because he's following me a little bit. And then I told another story that the time I really experienced, I guess, discrimination or racism was actually at the Miss Florida pageant when I competed. You know, if you guys don't know, I'm a pageant girl, former Miss Miami Gardens, and former top 15 contestant from Miss Florida, 2011. But yeah, the girl who actually went on to win, Asian girl, was calling me Bon Kui Kui because she thought it was funny because I guess I was hood or more hood than all the other girls. So she came up with this cute little name for me. She thought it was cute. Made me feel very uncomfortable, but I didn't want to tell because I didn't want to seem like a victim and things like that. And I just felt like I would just write a letter. I should have patched trash. But
Janae ain't about that life. I heard Key that gangster.
Oh, so yeah. So first of all, I'm 40 pounds lighter than this, but that has nothing to do with it. I just didn't feel like it was a time and a place for it. And I was like, if I say something to her, it may come off lopsided too. Like I may be like, fuck you, bitch. And I just didn't want it to overshadow what I was there for.
Exactly.
And I was like, I'll just address it after the pageant to our director. But I had told my family while they were there, and they were like, you need to say something to her. And I was just like, I'm going to just ignore her. Child, so we have a gala after the Miss Florida pageant. You go when you know, have an awards banquet. So the girl came over to take a picture with me. Keandra and my cousin Alina like, come on, like, come take a picture. Hey, girl. So she come over. She's like, hey. And they was like, Bon Kui Kui. And she's like, yeah, Bon Kui Kui. They said, don't say that shit no more. Cut it off real quick. No. So you want to call somebody Bon Kui Kui? I'm not saying it verbatim. Man. But they like, don't say that shit no more. Don't call her that. That's discriminatory. Like, what if we called you? I think they said something like, because she's Asian, I think they said something to her. And then they was like, okay, now take the picture. And she was like apologizing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend her. And I'm standing there like watching the whole thing. And I'm like, oh shit. And let me just tell you how fucking gangster my cousin and sister is. They pulled a girl and say, okay, now take the now take the picture. Because she came over to take a picture with me. They checked about the Bon Qui shit and then pulled it in and said cheese.
No,
I gotta find that picture because she looks so uncomfortable in it. It is.
Oh yeah,
I think it's on my Facebook page.
You need to, you need to find that.
Yeah,
picture.
I gotta find that picture. But at the time, I was like upset because I was like, y'all, this is not the time or the place. Janae today would snap on her, but Janae then didn't want to do it, and I was like, I should have stood up for myself. And they went to fam, so they was, all y'all FAMUians, y'all Black Power for real. And they got her ass right together, and then the family was looking at us crazy as we all checking out, and they looking like, what's good? We don't see it. I was like, oh my gosh. I was so embarrassed at the time. I ain't gonna lie. But today, I'm so grateful that they stood up for me when they
stood in that motherfucking paint, huh?
Oh no, they always stand in the paint for me. But they checked her ass so quick.
Hell no.
So that's my experience with racism. But it's never really been anything overt. Like, I've never really experienced it. Have you much experienced overt racism?
I didn't. Most of mine has been experienced in sports. You feel me? Like so, like if you play for the city, Sunnyland, Liberty City? Kendall, yeah. Like when you play them teams like down south or like the white teams, like they child would get mad because it all be some shit like
you ass bombed. By
they be like and they be like you hit my child too hard. Or it be some shit. It always be some sucker shit. But that was like where I felt like seeing a lot of the racism.
But did they call you nigger?
Yeah, they'll call you nigger on the sideline. Like even when you weighing in
from a white person or non-black.
But I was out of town when I first heard it.
How old were you?
Probably like 7, 8 years old.
What?
Yeah.
See, the incident with me in traffic happened like 2 years ago, and the thing with the pageant, I was in college. I was like 24, 23.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
a kid?
Yeah, I remember.
An 8-year-old?
How do you
internalize that? Like, what are you thinking at the time?
I mean, like, even from when I was a kid, like, you gotta understand, like, my people's from Pensacola and Jacksonville. That's hella country. So, they tell you, like, it's a white man's world when you're growing up. Like, they tell you, like, these things. Like, so I grew up, like, understanding, like, all right, this cracker can have his way. It ain't that, I ain't that nigga. It's just that this cracker, he can have his way. It's you in these woods. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to make a home. So, they know me. I'm a tight nigga, like, fuck me. Like, if I got 5, he got 5. Like, let go. You feel me? Like, best man, last man standing. Like, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I said, like, I'm a peaceful person. So when they all had, like, I done seen it in Arizona like 2 years ago. Like, I mean, when I was in college, like,
I want to tell me the story. Like, what happened? Like, I want to be there.
Well, we was in it. Like, all right, so when I was a kid playing ball, that was more or less like being on the field, or like during weigh-in, you would weigh the kid. Like when we would weigh in, you just see them, like, they would say like little shit like nigger. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like kids, like, and you'll say, I'm like, okay, all right, we're gonna bust y'all ass up on this field, though. You know what I mean? Like, and it used to go down. Like, we used to really fuck their ass up.
But I'm surprised you ain't say nothing. The restraint that from my post is what I was more impressed by of the black people. Like, nobody said, oh, and I beat this person ass. Like, even you then, like, you didn't think to hit the person when they called you?
No, our thing was, because we already knew, like, one, we in Tamiami, in fucking Kendall, like, when this shit goes down, we in their territory, so we already know, like, anything we do, they gonna try to kick us or disqualify us. Like, the coaches well prepped us on this shit, you know what I'm saying? So we knew automatically, like, they would say little shit to kind of, like, get under our skin, but we always say, like, the most shit y'all say, the worst is gonna be on this field. So we should just take it out on their ass. Like, we used to do little shit.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's how we used to, hit
them really, really hard.
Yeah, we used to do all type of shit. Like, I go catch them, hold them up, then the whole team go start hitting them. Like, it used to be all different type of stuff. But
imagine, and you said a key thing here, and every black person goes through this. You have somebody teaches you, like when you're a kid, you can't do certain things because this is their world, and it'll be way worse for you if you react.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of do these little things, like, to kind of get back at them, like what you saying, y'all, bombing their ass on the field and doing little, because you can't do it directly like how they are, because it's the consequences are going to be too grave,
Yeah.
And that's the unfortunate part of it. But
so we're gonna wrap it up
for a good show and sharing your stories and allowing me to share mine. How can they find you? If anybody's listening, how can they find you on social media?
All right, my personal page at Machiavelli Munch. So that's at MAKAVELLI_MUNCH. You can follow All Like Minds Media. That's ALLLIKEMINDS. You should know how to spell media, but it's all one word. If you want to go to All Like Minds Media, it's just one word. So, what about you, Janae?
You can find me on all social media at my personal pages at Janae Tate. That's JANEYTATE. And then you can follow me on my blog for High Low News, HYLONEWS. You can follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for the blog too. So, hit a girl up.